Hello everyone and welcome to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian if you're new around here, and despite this game having been released in Korea back in 2018 and I myself playing it over there, I asked the question, are you going to be playing the Lost Ark beta this weekend? And I got some interesting results where over 27% of you said that you did not know what Lost Ark is. And so I thought, why not go ahead and put together this video as a new player frequently asked questions, as a semi-new player guide to help give you the information about what Lost Ark is, what you can expect, and hopefully help answer your questions. But I am not alone in this goal of helping to inform you about this game. I'd like to actually direct you over to Saint1. I've got his tag in the description of this video. Go check out his channel. He's been playing Lost Ark since it was released and has a wealth of knowledge. I've been really enjoying getting caught up on his videos, and beyond that, he actually put out together his own super detailed Lost Ark frequently asked questions guide. So if you're looking for a massive amount of reading and you want more detail than this video is really prepared to provide, please go check him out. He's got a lot of really good information, and I couldn't recommend him higher. So hopefully that is a really good recommendation for you. But let's go ahead and dive into this video, and if you guys got any questions, you can ask me, or you can go check out the other amazing content creators covering this game. So first things first, Lost Ark is an isometric action MMORPG, and while you might look at this and get some maybe Path of Exile vibes or some Diablo vibes, Lost Ark leans more into its MMORPG roots and delivers a theme park MMO with raids, PvP, dailies, weeklies, and more to keep you coming back to the game on that daily or weekly cycle, as opposed to something more seasonal in which that you really come back, every season when there's a bigger update. Now the game is free to play. It does offer cash shop items, perks, and more. And depending on your view of such things, this might be a deal breaker, but I'm going to leave that up to you. Now, I do have a detailed post over Lost Ark's monetization system on this channel, and I'll drop the link in the description as well if you want to go easily find that for yourself and get more detail about the cash shop and more. But this game also was released back in Korea in December 2018. So for us Western players, we're going to actually have a wealth of content. Even though we're not getting the most current version out in Korea, we are getting an augmented version of that. And we're going to have more content, as this game has also surged in popularity over in Korea as well, especially with kind of the fall of World of Warcraft in the space. Now, it also then was released in Russia in October 2019 and Japan in September 2020. So finally it's coming to the Europe and the Western markets. So I'm happy. I'm finally happy that it'll be easier for us to play together rather than having to jump through all the different hoops, language patches, and more. So is this game a Holy Trinity style MMORPG? And no, everyone is a DPS. This makes me think more Phantasy Star Online, if you guys have played that game, in which that it's more about dodging than it is really about healing. You do have potions that can heal you. You do have classes like Bard and Paladin that do have some different style healing options, but that's not their main priority. In fact, you cannot rely on that if you think of it in terms of a dedicated healer. Everyone's a DPS. They're going to expect you to be able to get out of dodge, get out of bad, and then potions are essentially there for, like, you mess up or you need them, but they can also be very expensive when playing. So what class should you play? We're going to probably do a more detailed dive into this section in a future video here on the channel, but what class should you play? Well, first and foremost, there are 5 classes being in the Western release: Warrior, Mage, Martial Artist, Gunner, and Assassin. There are more subclasses than you can shake a fist at. So Warrior can become Berserker, Gunlancer, Paladin, Mage is Summoner and Bard, and also there's still some unconfirmed, or we're still waiting to see ultimately what the final set of subclasses is when the game releases in March 2022. But Martial Artists like War Dancer, Scrapper, Soulfish, Striker, Gunner, Deadeye, Altarist, Sharpshooter, and Gunslinger, and Assassin, Deathblade, and Shadow Hunter. So when you pick your class, then eventually you can actually pick your subclass, which opens up a wealth of play styles and abilities. There's no wrong choice at this time, especially because we're going to only be stepping into the beta. But even at release, things get patched, things get updated. If you're looking for more of a tier list, again, I check out maybe like some of the creators on the channel at this time, and we'll be covering those in a future video on the channel as well. All right, so what kind of PvE is there? What can you do outside of PvP? Well, dungeons, raids, island mini games, island story quests, collectibles, achievements, and selling activities kind of make up the core PvE offering that Lost Ark has, and what kind of PvP is there. So you have arena PvP, which can be accessible anywhere in the world. You can queue up for this. There's a free-for-all, there's an LTS, and there's a team deathmatch mode, which has normal and ranked, so unranked and ranked. For ranked team deathmatch and also LTS, you cannot do a pre-made, but unranked can. So you can do pre-mades for LTS and team deathmatch for that. LTS is actually a 3v3 mode in which one player sends out one player at a time. So you have a team of 3, 2 are on the bench, you 1v1, and the winner stays out until they get knocked down. And obviously the last team standing is the winner. Team deathmatch is going to be 3v3, how you expect a team deathmatch to be. Whoever has the most kills in the time frame provided is the winner. And there is going to be MMR gain and loss when it happens in that for ranked. And all arena events are actually equalized or normalized in terms of stats, but there are some things that you can do to customize your PvP experience. So how big are the parties in the game for raids, and how is it at the end game? Well, endgame raids are going to vary in size from anywhere from 4 to 8 people. Most of the high-end ones are going to be 8-man, and you cannot actually run them undersized. You have to fill every slot in the game as you play it. Is there going to be private housing? Yes, you actually have private housing, and you can actually get that right after you finish the first continent around level 30. There's also a system called life skills, and how, you might wonder what is it and how important it is. Well, it unlocks at level 20, and you basically, it's not important, but it is valuable. You're going to get a limited amount of energy to do life skill related gathering each day, but it doesn't necessarily affect like your end game dungeon gear, your end game raid gear. So from a importance, not so much. From a value, you're going to get some value out of that for sure. Lost Ark also is developed by Smilegate RPG, so they're going to keep developing it, and its surge in popularity back in Korea is exciting to see. So if you're ever wondering, from a Korean-based MMORPG, typically you hear the fear of, well, they're just going to release it out here, and then it's just kind of gonna die shortly after because they kind of finished developing it over there as well, and this is just kind of their last hurrah. Well, not in this case. They are still developing it and supporting it across the world, and it's being published by Amazon Game Studios, who's going to be responsible for hosting, managing the servers, and obviously the cash shop in that regard. What platforms can you actually play the game on? Well, it is PC only, so you can get the game through Steam, so that is how you're going to be able to access it. Lost Ark is also requires a 64-bit operating system. Basically, from a minimum spec, you need an Intel i3 or AMD Ryzen 3, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 460 or an AMD HD 6850, 5 gigs of RAM, Direct 9 at a minimum, which I hope we wouldn't go any further back, 50 gigs of storage, and obviously internet. This is an always online MMORPG. There's no offline mode that you can play. There will be multiple servers, but at the start of the beta test, they're only going to have one, and then you're going to have multiple regions. For the West, you'll have North America. That's East and West. You're going to have South America. You're actually going to also have Europe as well. No word yet on Oceanic data support. We covered that in a video here on the channel earlier. Is there going to be in-game voice chat? Yes, you will be able to chat. Both voice and text are supported for this game. Again, Lost Ark is a free-to-play MMORPG. I'm going to be doing a live stream of it tomorrow, if you're watching this in real time. If you're watching this in the future, hello from the past. Hopefully you're doing well. We're going to be doing a live stream, and I'll be giving away beta keys on the live stream, so hopefully you can tune in for that. Outside of that aspect, you can always get a founder's pack and get guaranteed access to the beta. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till the game releases, and that's honestly okay. When it comes to being a paid for beta or early access, just kind of be very wary of that. I always kind of advise people to make the best decision with their money. Don't let the hype bring them in. But at the end of the day, I've played this game. I really enjoy this game. It does support controllers, for those of you who might be wondering. And at the end of it, I'm very excited that it's finally coming here to the West. I had lost hope that it was ever going to come, and finally we got news that it is coming, and it is not that far away. If you have any questions this doesn't answer it, sound off in the comments below. Go check out Saint One, or go check out any of the other awesome content creators covering this game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like. Tell me if you subscribe here so I can welcome you to the channel. And I'm just going to wish you all the best. If there's anything I can do to make your day better, let me know, and I'll try to do that in my next video. But until then, take care.
I just want to say I'm really glad you're feeling better, and I love the videos. Well, I love you too. Michelle. Shoot for the moon, and so even if you fail, you'll reach the stars. Go for the 100K subscribers.